I know I kinda started early because like everybody freaking screams and like everybody freaking starts crying saying like the train's late. Yeah. So like I just decided to get on here earlier than the expected time because everybody freaks out if I'm like freaking like 10 seconds late. You guys are insane when it comes down to this. You look mad comfortable. Yeah, this is freaking comfortable. And yeah, so let me talk about something. And I know like a lot of people are probably freaking out right now. You were 0.1 second late. I was actually early this time, right? So I pinned this comment too. I'm visiting this year. Now the mood doesn't seem as fun anymore. Let me talk about something. So like, before I'm gonna share some of the stories here, I decided to pin you here. Why is my Siri freaking activated? STFU, you cringe. So, how are you guys coming to Japan this year? Actually, it doesn't have to be this year, next year. Like, are you guys coming to Japan soon? Like this year, next year, in 2 years? Are you guys coming to Japan? Or like, are you guys even thinking about coming to Japan? If so, I have to tell you something. Not anymore. Sadly, no, I wish. Okay. I'll be smuggled to Japan. I'm coming to Japan in August. You can... I like how your name is Apple Sniper. You can stream snipe me too if you want to. I wish I'm a poor man. Okay. We'll visit in June. You can all snipe me, by the way, if you guys want to. I'm in Japan right now. So, a lot of you guys are coming to Japan. Like 58% of the viewers out there are like, you know what? Japan's like anime. I know you guys will come to Japan and you guys will say it at some point. And then there is this comment, and I just felt like I had to kind of talk about this. This comment right here, right? This. So I'm visiting this year, and now the mood doesn't seem as fun anymore. Let me tell you something. So either way though, there are foreigners everywhere right now. Like as of 2024, right now, like there's freaking foreigners everywhere now. So what I'm saying here is you will fit in quite easily in 2024. Like everybody tells me the same thing. You won't stand out and you won't really have a bad time unless you go to some specific area, is what I figured out. There are some areas where people sort of act rude towards foreigners, but that's kind of like the point of this stream, right? The prices keep rising every time I get the money saved. The prices go up. It freaking gets cheaper in Japan though, but yeah. So the problem is here. Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka. Would I be judged for being kind of nerdy? Nobody cares. By the way, I have to tell you this too. So Math 2000, Japan is a country where nobody cares about any other people. Like this whole thing, being judged for who you are, like what you wear, is a thing outside of Japan. I don't see people who just judge you saying like, get a life, just because you look different or like just because you wear something. I've been proven it on stream. So like if you are curious as to like how being in Japan really is like, search this channel called Sora, and he does this freaking weird live streams every day. Not really every day, where he just goes to Tokyo saying Rasengan, hey, kakoi desu. Nobody cares. And I proved it. I've been proving it. Like seriously, I've been proving it. You can do whatever and nobody cares. But yeah, so I know what Chris Brody is gonna talk about, but by the way, do you guys know how Kyoto decided to I mean, dude, it's on my channel. You guys are freaking watching my channel either way. We visit my wife's family in Gifu every year. I get stares sometimes, but everyone's always nice. Like, people might look at you, especially in Gifu. Nobody's like really a foreigner there, but nobody's gonna say anything to you, like 100%. And by the way, do you guys know there's like this one place called Gion in Kyoto, and they decided to ban tourists. Did you guys know about it, by the way? Yes, one. I'm curious about this. Did you guys know that they decided to ban tourists? What they means not foreigners, tourists. Yes? Yeah, it's freaking a huge thing. Yeah. Gion banned tourists. People were photoing Michaels. Let me explain what that is like, okay? So, in the first place, Gion is not a sightseeing spot. So, Gion is actually just one property owned by some people. It's not like a sightseeing spot. It's not catered for like tourists either way in the first place. It's basically going to like somebody's house and going like, whoo, it's the same thing as that. That's how they see it basically. And they've been saying it. Like if you look up like articles and stuff, they clearly have been saying like it's not a place for tourists. They've been saying that. So like it's been like that forever. But Gion is like so special. Like Gion, if you guys don't know what Gion is, let me just do this. Gion. If you guys don't know what Gion is, let me show you. And yakusoku hikari. Does that ban apply to me as a ryugakusei too? Everybody's banned, like including Japanese people. If you are a tourist, you cannot get close to that place because again, Gion is not really a place for tourism, tourists in the first place. Like that's how they see it, right? Geisha district, yeah. So this is what Gion is like. So this is a nice place, isn't it? Like this is a freaking nice place with like amazing scenery and like there are Michaels and there are some like awesome people. 日本の観光客バンド。いや、もう日本人も全員ダメ。Everybody's banned right now. Everybody's gonna be banned. But, not the entire place. Not the entire place. Like, there's like this one street called, it's not the entire place. But some specific area is gonna be banned. Because that one area is not even a sightseeing spot, but that's one property owned by some individual. And they were kind enough to like make it open for tourists to like see that district because they were like, yeah, I mean, you guys want to see things, right? But then a lot of things happened and they kind of got mad, right? And they were like, yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna make it open. Basically, what's happening is, let's put it this way. I can't believe you were in Fusa yesterday. That was not yesterday. That was like freaking like last week. I'm gonna go there then. Maybe I don't know. I'll go there again. So. There's like this guy called Sora Troll, right? And Sora Troll basically makes his house public for the tourists out there because tourists want to see what Sora Troll's house looks like, right? And then tourists go to Sora Troll's house and they freaking just do insane stuff and boom, like they just decided to ban it kind of thing. So introvert's nightmare, tourists in your back. This is how they see it apparently. I did a lot of like research about what is actually happening, and this is exactly what's happening from their perspective. Yes, Yakusoku Hikari, thank you. You're banned too. That's what you were saying. Every person is gonna be banned. They basically decided to say like, oh, we are not going to open the place for any other people that are not involved with the property. That's basically what's happening here. So it's not really like they are banning tourists. It's just they have their own property, right? And they don't want to make it public for the people out there, including me, you guys, whatever, basically. So again, Gion is not a sightseeing spot. Like you have to know that first, right? You have to know Gion is, even though it looks like amazing, but this is the place where people live and people just spend their lives there, and there are some like places where they own, how do I freaking phrase this? There are some places where they have like all the rights to do like anything with the places, but then they decided to make it open for the people out there because fun, right? And then boom, all the things happen. Aren't there also some businesses out there like shops and cafes, so customers are not allowed? So let me explain. Now, this is something I googled too. I was like, so wait, I thought there are shops and like there are freaking souvenir shops and stuff. I thought that's what they wanted to do. Yeah, so I searched, I did some research about it. This is how it is basically. So Yamamoto-san actually told me about this too. So there's like this one intelligent elderly person called Yamamoto-san on my channel. He is like one Japanese dude who actually teaches me a lot about Japan. According to Yamamoto-san, Gion is one place where they say ichigen-san okotowari. What they mean is like, if you're a first timer, you are not supposed to be there. Like, we have like that one culture here. What it means is like, that place is for the people who know how things are. So it's not like tourists, but it's the place for like locals, basically. So we have like a lot of places like that. But so what's happening is here, it was like for the place. It was the place for like the locals and whatever, but a lot of like tourists like started coming in, which was fine for them at first, apparently. But then a lot of like people started coming in, and boom, a lot of things happened. All the micro problems, all the stalking problems, all the picturing problems, all the littering problems, and then they're like, yeah, never mind. So now they are just trying to make it again the place only for the locals again. That's what they are trying to do. It's not only for Japanese people, or like it's not only for like, you know, people who live in Kyoto or anything. It's going to be for the locals again, because like the property is owned by them in the first place, right? So it's kind of like, again, what they're trying to do is here. They own the property and they made it kind of public, even though it's not a place for sightseeing purposes. But again, they kind of got tired of it. And let me explain. So what actually happened? So if you go to Gion, you see this picture. I actually saw it myself. Like, it's freaking so obvious. So there's like this one entrance to Gion. I went to Kyoto 2 times myself. Like, I went there on stream, and a lot of my viewers like told me to go to Gion, right? So I went there and I saw this sign. It was everywhere. Like last year already, it was like freaking everywhere. So it's just so obvious to know that you cannot take pictures or anything. It even says like fine up to 10,000 without photo permit. So you cannot take a picture or anything without like. Is 10,000 a lot? It's like $70. I guess it's like a lot too. Why? Again, dude, it's their property. Again, it's not like a sightseeing spot. Either way, it's either way. Again, see it this way. People are going to your place and people are just freaking taking pictures, and you own a place. It's not like a sightseeing place. In the first place, you get it right. You get that part. So, but they still like made it open for like tourists as well, because like they were kind about it, right? Then what happened was this. So there's like this one thing called Maiko, right? Maiko is basically, I don't know how to explain it actually. It's a Japanese traditional entertainer that still is a thing in 2024. It's kind of like a samurai, but not a samurai. They still do like all the like not dance, but like all the like artistic related stuff. Michael, you guys know what that is, right? Arts entertainer, kinda. I don't know if I can say like they're like entertainers or whatnot, but they have like privacy stuff too, right? They have like all the privacy. They have privacy too, right? So they don't want to be like they don't want tourists to like randomly take a picture of them like this and this and this, right? They've been saying like you cannot do that, right? But the signs like everywhere too. So, and you might be thinking like, but why though? You can take a picture of like this person, right? No. What's happening is here. This is like also a person too. She looks probably different, right? She looks different, but she is a person too. She has like freaking privacy too. But people are just going up to them and being like, and they were kind of like tired of it for like 10 years. Like it's been a thing for 10 years, right? So you need their permission. If you get their permission, yeah, you can actually take a picture. I made sure about it too. So like, there are pictures of like Michaels on the internet, and I was like curious like why they were able to take it, and I was like, oh yeah, they probably got their permission. But so the thing about it is, yeah, again, so this whole thing is just going up to like Michael and just doing this and touching them and saying like, hey, and basically bothering them. And we call it like Michael paparazzi, apparently. There's like a term for it too, right? So yeah. This too actually. This was also a thing as well. This. Like what you just said. Photos may not be reasonable, but straight up pulling their own hair and chasing them. Yeah, it's apparently what happened as well, and there was like this one time when police got called because some people decided to like throw cigarettes at Michael's as well. Yeah. So again, like it was like just Michael paparazzi for a while, but like suddenly it became like a Michael stalking culture. So people like legit like started stalking those people, and then like a lot of things happened. That's what I learned, right? So now you get right. Now you get it right. Now you get it. Why as to like people in Guillaume decided to ban tourists, right? Now you get it right. So it's not really like, oh my gosh, we hate rude foreigners. We hate foreigners because they are like bad. It's not really that. They have been dealing with the whole thing for 10 years. And then recently, Japan's like really popular now. Tourist or gaijins. I mean, tourist, gaijins, same thing, right? Either way. So again, the whole like picturing thing that they have like this sign. But the thing about it is like here, Japanese people are really kind. Like when it comes down to breaking like rules and laws. So like even if you break rules and like even if you break laws, people won't actually freaking fine you. Like people just don't really, like make you stop. They don't do that in Japan. Like so even if you see a sign like this, like you can still do whatever and people are not gonna really say anything to you. That's how Japan is. And that's kind of why this has been a thing, because Japanese people won't actually say anything. It's like their kindness, right? But so what's happening in Japan right now, especially in Kyoto, is like they say something like, oh yeah, there are signs that say don't take pictures, but they're not gonna say anything to us, so you can take pictures, yo, is what's happening now. And then boom, like all the stalking problems and like all the boom but. And then like all the locals are tired of like freaking people just like doing whatever stuff. It's crazier than this outside, yeah. So that too. But now you get it right. Now you get the basic idea of why they are tired of like tourists being insane. So it's not that they're banning foreigners, they are banning tourists, including Japanese people. I mean, you cannot really tell like who's Japanese, who's not Japanese. It's not really something like that. It's more like 関係者以外立ち入り禁止. They're gonna freaking put that sign. What that means is like if you're not related to the place, like if you don't own a place here, then you cannot come here. Like that's basically what that means, right? But yeah, let's see what Chris Brody is gonna talk about this too, because I actually know a lot about this whole thing. So that wouldn't be okay even for the average person. Yeah, so that's kind of like what I thought too. So it wouldn't be something, especially in America too. Like if you just randomly take a picture of like somebody and go like, yo bro, they will freaking just try to make you stop too, right? Even in America. But in Japan, yeah, there's a law that says you cannot take a picture of like some random people. It's like a violation of privacy. According to the Japanese law, you cannot do that. But it's kind of like the same in any countries. It's even in America too. If you just go up to random people and go like, yo bro, swag yo, bro, do you want to take a picture, yo, swag? If you do it, you get in trouble. But they do it in Japan, and Japanese people are kind of like really polite, and they are kind of shy too. They don't say anything, and they think it's like good to do that, even though you see like signs like this everywhere, right? And that's the problem, right? How can you prove you're a local? Because again, Gion is a place where like people actually like live. So Gion is not a sightseeing spot, right? It's one small like residential area basically. It's not really like a residential area, but people live there, right? So people know who they are. Like it's kind of like, again, you have your own house, right? So you know like your family members, like you know who they are, right? So you know who the locals are. It's not that freaking hard, because like Gion's like freaking small place too. Did you see the video of Johnny Somali getting beaten up in Israel? The fuck is that guy doing? Like seriously, like that guy freaking is like living in the real life meme world. What the fuck, man? Like people in Israel are amazing. I mean, I really don't care about Johnny Somali, so I just make this whole thing a meme. The fuck, for real, apparently, I don't know, man. So, I don't know really. I don't understand why you come to Japan and you meet other foreigners. Maybe that is the reason because Japanese law have more restrictions about foreigners. They don't have laws about foreigners, by the way. I feel like you got everything wrong here. Japan doesn't have laws for foreigners. Japan is kind towards foreigners, actually. Like, foreigners have less restrictions because there's this one thing called gaijin card. Even if you make some mistakes and you do some, like, fuck ups, Japanese people will usually let you go. That's like called a gaijin card. Like, if you're Japanese, you can get arrested, but if you're a foreigner, like, you can still, like, just deal with it. It's been a thing. But anyways, let me actually watch this too and make sure, like, what Chris Broad is, like, talking about here too. Can you jump Johnny Somali? Yes. Gaijin card doesn't extend to common sense. Yeah, so.
Week I was in Kyoto having a quiet stroll through the entertainment district of Gion, a stunning area where it's not uncommon to see kimono.
And so Gion, right? So Gion is, again, it's an amazing looking place where you see all the anime stuff with, like, a traditional looking Japanese people and stuff too. But it's a place, it's like private property, apparently. I didn't know about it either. I mean, for the locals out there, it was, like, well known to them that it was just a private property, so it's not a sightseeing spot, but you know what I mean.
Clad geisha in their striking white makeup wandering up and down the streets. There's an authenticity to Gion, particularly on the south side with its alleyways and wooden townhouses, a sense that it's remained unchanged.
Again, you know how it looks like it's just a residential area where people live, right? I never went there when I went to Kyoto last year because, like, there were so many signs saying, like, you cannot take pictures. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm streaming, so I shouldn't even get close to it. And thank you, Asta. We are in Okinawa right now, and a nice Japanese lady helped me on the beach by letting me use her own shoes. Japanese people are so nice to us. Depends. But yeah, thank you so much for the donation. Depends. Yeah, depends. Like, it depends. Especially in Okinawa, it depends. People in Okinawa are more friendly, 100%. But depends, yeah. Because I saw some, like, hardcore people in Okinawa too. Okinawa is like freaking, yeah, it's an interesting place. Like, people in Okinawa are so friendly, but there's a huge beef between Japanese people and Americans because of, like, this American base. Being there in Okinawa. So depends. But I saw, like, amazing people everywhere in Okinawa. When I went there with my friends, yeah, we didn't have any problems. But I saw some, people who have, like, opinions against Americans because of, like, the base being there. And they are freaking air fighters and stuff, right? And thank you. Pole hockey. I feel like Japan has a lot of rules thing only makes sense for English speakers. Slav countries have the same kind of rules. Thank you so much for the donation. The thing about it here, though, let me kind of wait, Paul. So you know how it is, right? So it's kind of like, yeah, Japan has a lot of rules, but, like, if you're not a Japanese person, like, people kind of expect you to not follow the rules, so, like, it's not a huge deal either, right? Like, I kind of have to kind of talk about it here too. Following rules in Japan's not really that hard because people freaking just say something like, oh yeah, you're a foreigner, so yeah, we get it. You get that, because I get that too myself, for whatever reason, when I'm with my friends, because they just assume I'm not Japanese. So I don't think it's a huge issue, but yeah. I don't think it's a huge issue. Like, seriously, if you are curious about this, everybody, come to Japan, you will notice it's not a huge issue. Because, let me talk about this, everybody. I hear all the complaints, like, everywhere, but on my channel, you guys never talk about it. You guys never freaking complain about it. Because you guys know, you guys have the basic morals, right? So, all the weebs out there, all the anime watchers out there, you know the basic rules because you guys actually learn things from anime and whatever and YouTube. So you guys have, like, all the basic rules. And I've met a lot of, like, stream snipers on my channel as well. They are really polite. They're really nice. They have usually a great time in Japan. So what I have to say is here, if you are on my channel watching, like, my streams and, like, my views and whatever, you'll be fine, 100%. I never see any people, like, complaining about that on my channel. Like, on my channel, it's never a thing. But it apparently is a thing, like, when you just party without caring about things. You know what I mean?
For centuries, a rare thing for a Japanese city. That's why I love it. So imagine my horror when a few days after I left Kyoto, the city announced that it was taking the radical step to ban foreign tourists outright from the very place that I'd just been.
I don't really think it's just foreign tourists, honestly. I think Chris got it wrong here. Not foreign tourists, actually. It's just tourists, including Japanese people. I made sure about it. Yeah, I made sure about it. I read articles about it. I saw the videos of locals talking about it too. They just don't like tourists anymore.
Stumbling around. My initial thoughts were, my god, what did I do wrong? What did I do? Not again. But fortunately, turns out it was nothing I did, although the blame does indeed reside with foreign tourists. More specifically...
Thank you, Anden. Tourism is getting banned in Japan. I won't be able to visit the anime country. You can still come to Japan. And by the way, so let me just talk about something. So Japanese people have a great image about weebs, and I actually have this amazing impression about weebs. Let me tell you, weebs behave a lot better than those people who just freaking come to Japan to party. All the weebs I've met in Japan are so respectful. Seriously, you guys know about this. You guys freaking saw all the weebs I met on my channel on stream. They are so respectful. They freaking know how to behave because they probably just they know what to do. They are not all about, yeah, let's do this, bro, let's do that, bro, swag. They're not that. Weebs watch anime, weebs might be cringy, weebs might start talking about hentai, but they are not insane. They might be cringy. Very humble weebs. So there are a lot of types of weebs who are not humble, who are humble, but weebs are freaking well behaving. They know what to do. They just freaking look at all the things and they just go that looks so anime, yo. They breathe heavily and stuff, but other than that, weebs are polite as fork, bro. And Logan Paul was not humble. Yeah, see? Logan Paul was not a weeb. He doesn't really watch anime. So you know what I mean? All the weebs that come to Japan, all the weebs that watch my channel, when you guys come to Japan, you guys freaking behave so well. So I'm kind of thinking, it's not really... Japan doesn't have all the strict rules or anything. It's more about just knowing the basic manners. You guys are not like that, right? And I'm just scared and put my head down and leave everyone alone in public. I feel I'm very cringe in public. So social anxiety, you say, right? But all the people who got social anxiety, they do well in Japan because they don't want to cause trouble, and all the weebs that are watching my channel are like that too. All the weebs I've met, I haven't seen any disrespectful weebs yet. I instantly have a great image about people when they say oh, I watch anime, I watch this, I like anime, I'm a weeb. I usually have a better impression about them. That's how it is for me now, 100%. When people say oh, I came into Japan because of anime, I actually think it's freaking better, honestly.
Foreign tourists treating geisha like costume characters in a theme park, getting up close, firing off selfies, touching their kimonos, and even, in some of the worst cases, pulling on their hair.
And throwing cigarettes at them and stuff. That's what I heard, and that actually became a court case, I heard. I could be wrong about it.
I mean, things were already pretty bad, with signs plastered up the street reminding tourists of the 10,000...
This sign's everywhere, by the way. I went there myself. I went there myself. This sign's everywhere. Seriously.
yen fine for taking photos without permission.
And as I was talking about this, again, this sign's everywhere, but Japanese people are so kind, and they're not gonna really charge you money, even if you freaking break rules. They have this because they just don't want you to do this, right? Because it's private property. Again, so then tourists just notice that you're not gonna actually get fined for doing whatever, so people just go oh yeah, you know what, bro, they're not gonna say anything to us, bro, we can just do whatever, yo, swag. But weebs don't do that, because weebs know how to behave well. So all the people that are watching my channel, it's not a problem for you guys because you see the clear problem here. You guys know how it works because you guys just watch a lot of Japanese stuff and you guys watch anime and whatever. Weebs behave well, 100%. So it's not a thing for you guys. If you're watching this right now, it's not something you shouldn't even. It's not something you should even worry about. 100%. You know how it works.
That wasn't enough, leading to this very sad.
So one thing I can tell is here. A lot of people watch my channel and a lot of people watch those Japanese channels and stuff, and you guys go now I'm scared to go to Japan because I feel like I will make some mistakes. No. You will do well. If you have that mindset, you will do well. 100%. Like, I can tell you. Because if you are worried about making mistakes and whatever, that means you're ready to be respectful. Like, you are not gonna come to Japan and be like, you know what, bro? Nobody can tell me what to do, bro. Swag! And freaking start punching stuff and whatever. You guys are not gonna do that, right? And thank you, Paul Hockey. Getting the permit is not difficult too. That's what I noticed as well, actually. They just want to check you. I looked into it because I wanted to draw there. So one thing I noticed is like, even when there are signs that say something like "Don't take pictures here," if you ask for like a small permission saying like, "Hey, can I take a picture?" they usually say yes. That's what I noticed about Japanese people too. They make exceptions everywhere. And I think it's just because like they are kind of weird too. My trip is banned and paid for. I don't want to go. I've been hearing nothing but bad things. Again, if you have that mindset, you will do great. Inya, you will do fine. You will do fine. Like 100%, because like you're ready to be respectful and you know how to behave well. Like you have the mindset of like, oh, I'm kind of worried about this now. You don't have the mindset of like, you know what, bro? I don't care, bro. Swag. You don't do that, right? So you will be fine, is what I have to say. Asta, I made a mistake when I came to Japan. I stream sniped Sora. Thank you so much for the roast. And under not the 10 things you shouldn't do in Japan videos. You can still like do those things in Japan and you'll be fine. Like I have to make sure about it actually. Is it true that Japanese people love when you approach them and grab them and be loud and be aggressive and be messy? So like, it's so obvious, right? So like, I know it's a troll, like, you know, meme comment. It's so obvious, right? But some people still do it. And that's kind of why it's a problem now. And all the weebs out there, you know it's not a good thing to do. You know it's kind of like against the morals and to do stuff like these, right? But a lot of like party people freaking do it and then boom, like we've come to like this point where now a lot of things are banned. You get what I mean.
Move that I think most people would kind of agree is.
I'm planning to move to Japan in the next 5 years. Really nervous to be honest, but there's still a long way left. Again, like I have to tell you, if you are like ever nervous about moving to Japan, if you're worried about it, you'll be 100% fine because like you have the mindset of like being careful about manners and stuff. You'll be 100% fine. Like all the weebs that came to Japan say Japan was a great place. They didn't have any problems. Literally all the stream snipers that showed up didn't have any problems. Like I have to tell you 100%. All the anime lovers, all the Rasengan people that came to Japan didn't have any single problems. And Asta is like one great example. She basically came to Japan because of anime, I'm guessing. But she's freaking just being wild everywhere in Japan and she's not getting into any problems, right? So that's how easy it is. She even freaking showed up in an anime costume to Tokyo, but like she was just basically cringy in Japan, but like nothing really happened to her, right? You know what I mean? Nah, people in the West don't throw cigarettes at people typically, so it's disgusting that anyone would do it there. Yeah. So not because of anime, just a little bit, yeah, but your profile picture is freaking anime too.
It's completely understandable. Honestly, I think the solution is actually fairly simple. Dress up members of the Yakuza as geisha and have them walk around Gion in circles, waiting for unsuspecting tourists to pull on their hair. God forbid, that would certainly lead to some interesting results. But today I want to talk about this and some pretty worrying stories involving foreign tourists, because this isn't just a Kyoto problem. There's stories up and down Japan that might shock and surprise you. And it certainly doesn't
wait, is this the Nara incident? Wait.
help that there's been some highly publicised incidents involving foreign influencers doing
Oh, and by the way, a lot of people have been asking me if it's like harder to like stream in Japan because of like Johnny Somali and stuff. It seems like people don't care. It seems like people don't care because, again, people freaking stream everywhere in Japan now. So it's not really like they care. It's just people know like there was like Johnny Somali and videos and whatever, but they don't really care, it seems. Is weeb really not allowed to go to Japan? Weebs are usually welcome. I have to actually clarify this. Weebs are loved in Japan, 100%. Like, I feel like... wait. Can I talk about something? Like, so wait, do weebs smell? Some did, yes. some did, but it's whatever. They don't like to shower. Wait, can I talk about something? Wait, so beautiful orchid, thank you. What do you think of Megan Thee Stallion's cosplay? I don't know what that is, but thank you so much for the donation. Can I talk about something? So like there was this one group of like weebs that sniped me when I was like streaming yesterday. Can I talk about them? I didn't want to say anything rude about them, so like I kind of decided not to talk about them on stream, but like I got sniped by a group of weebs yesterday, and that was like the most wholesome freaking interaction ever. You guys will like weebs too after watching it. Morphe VA, I drank CC lemon and held Famichiki while walking at Osaka, and the top 10 things not to do at Japan videos gave me PTSD flashbacks. But people didn't care, right? People didn't go up to you and say like, don't do that, bro. Japan's like that one country where you can make mistakes and people don't care, honestly. Like, people just don't care. Where was like that one moment where, here, like some anime lovers like sniped me. They were so wholesome too.
I actually don't
Look
know
at
what
this.
that is it One Piece? No, it's Mega Man. That's Mega Man, isn't it? That is actually Mega Man. That is amazing. That is amazing. Do you guys want to take a picture? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
So I didn't want to call them like weebs, but they like anime and they freaking just were wearing like anime shirts and whatever. So like, let me just call them weebs, okay? They were wholesome too. So my point is here, if you like anime and if you are weeb, I think you'll have a great time in Japan because people like weebs in Japan, honestly. They know they are weebs. Yeah, so like I didn't want to call them like weebs straight up because like, you know, they were just having a great time and yeah, I just didn't want to do it, but they probably watch a lot of anime, so thank you, Aki. Bear with me on this idea, but as a Western aspiring manga artist, would people in Japan be interested in manga about a group of people that got their powers from a book about urban legends? I wouldn't think so. I don't see that trend right now. The trend right now is like freaking isekai this, isekai that, but thank you so much. You can try it though. You can try and see like if it works or not. But from my perspective, I don't see it blowing up, is what I have to say. Anyways, let me go back to the video here.
Unspeakably shitty things as well. But I'd like to think nobody here who watches these videos would ever grab a geisha's kimono or defile a sacred temple. I don't want to sit here and give you a stern...
So that's Michael, right? And again, Michael, girls are like normal people as well. They got privacy too. They might look like this, but it's not because they want to entertain like the random people here. So they don't like it when random people just take a picture of them and stuff. They don't like it, right? But then it's been happening, and then they're like, F you! It's got to the point where, yeah, they're kind of like mad about it now.
Condescending lecture. I don't want it to feel like you've been summoned to the school principal's office for bad behaviour. Or maybe I do. Maybe I want to go mad with power. You know, it's funny when I chat to people about coming to Japan, there's so much fear. Fear about making a faux pas or screwing up the etiquette, because Japan does have a lot of rules and things that we're not accustomed to while you're here. But look, here's the thing. You really don't need to worry about putting a foot wrong here. Perhaps with the exception of not taking off your shoes.
So like, yeah, you know, we were just talking about it. Like, he kind of even said it too. Mobik, thank you. Why we smell like you kept wet clothes in a closet for 3 months? I talked about this with a weeb friend of mine. He just straight up told me like he doesn't see a point of like taking a shower, so he doesn't. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, Chris was like talking about it here too. So you know how Japan has a lot of like rules, right?
Here. Perhaps with the exception of not taking off.
So it's really easy. Japan has a lot of rules. So like it might seem like Japan is a difficult country to freaking travel to, like live in and stuff. But again, like you don't have to follow all those rules. Like you can be yourself, but like you know what you cannot do and what you can do, right? So like I'm saying this, everybody, all the weebs out there, all the viewers out there, you guys will be fine in Japan because you guys know the basic freaking manners in Japan. Like I've met so many stream snipers on my channel. They never had problems in Japan. They freaking were fine in Japan, right? So you guys will be fine. So it's not like you guys will be fine. If you are watching my channel, like you're probably an anime watcher and you'll be fine, 100%. I'm telling you, like you guys won't just go up to people and be like, swag yo, let me just take a picture of your upskirt yo, swag. You guys are not gonna do that. I know, like you guys are not gonna do it, but not only weeb no manners though. I mean, right, but still, like you guys watch anime, which means you guys probably will behave well because, like, you know, when you come to Japan, you just go like, Naruto, and that's whatever, right? So, people don't wear shoes inside in Canada either. I heard it's like a lot of. Never mind.
Off your shoes and trampling all over a tatami mat floor. In which case you quite literally have to worry about putting a foot wrong. Apart from that, nobody here will ever get mad at you for making a simple, honest mistake.
Again, so even Chris said it too, right? Japanese people are so kind. I'm actually working on a video now where you can just do whatever and nobody's gonna get mad at you for making any mistakes. You kind of... I've been proven it in every stream too. I've been doing crazy stuff, nobody cares. Asta, I did attend a tea ceremony lesson given by a lovely older lady yesterday, but I hit my head on the mantle while entering the tea room. So like, maybe that was a BM, but nobody screamed at you, nobody yelled at you, right? They just basically went like, yo, weeb. Like, that's basically what happens, right? So, secret agent swag, yeah. Anyways.
The sort of things you did.
By the way, I have to make sure again, you guys will be fine in Japan. Like, you know how there are a lot of like videos of like Japanese rules and whatever. I made those videos too. But my point is here, there are those rules, but you guys will be fine. Like, it's not gonna be freaking like insane. AC unit, if I go to Japan, would you meet up with me? You can snipe me though. You can snipe me. You can snipe me on the stream, and I will talk to you about anime for like 3 minutes or something, and I will probably say bye. Just like everybody else has been doing, right? So.
To worry about are all common sense things to avoid doing as a decent human being. Case in point, don't carve your fucking name into the bamboo trees.
Thank you, Morphe VA. I noticed in Arashiyama, Kyoto, nobody really tells off tourists for taking pictures around private properties at the Tenryuji area. Nobody does that in Japan. Japan is like that one country where there are rules, but even if you break rules, nobody's gonna do anything. That's kind of why this is a problem now. Like, we've got to the point where it's now actually an issue. Again, come to Japan, like, break any rules and manners, nobody cares. But you shouldn't do it. And I know weebs are not gonna do it because weebs are so like, weebs are usually so polite. Weebs just don't like that, right? And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, weebs are fine. Weebs will have a great time in Japan. You guys freaking see things and go like, anime! I saw that in your name. Is that Jujutsu Kaisen? And nobody cares. Like, you were just freaking being a, you know, Japan fan at that point. Nobody cares about that part, right? So... weebs are busy buying anime merch. Yeah, that's kind of like my perspective too. Like, weebs are fine. Mobius Zero, thank you. Japanese folks are actually kind of chill. They wouldn't say anything. And by the way, if you really want to know how Japanese people really are, I've been doing like these streams where I literally just freaking just do whatever in Japan, and you see all the freaking proof everywhere. Like, I run around in Shibuya saying Rasengan. Nobody cares. Oh, by the way, let me just show you a clip of me screaming Rasengan in the Yakuza town, okay? Where was it? I went to Yakuza town, Kabukicho, and I ran around saying Rasengan. Nobody cared. Even in the Yakuza town.
They are confident enough.
Was it? Where was it? I freaking just started running around saying Rasengan! And nobody cared. Where was it?
Literally afraid.
Here everything is great.
I should be around here.
Right.
With the subtitle, guys.
I got sniped by this dude. But let me show you the part. This is a Yakuza town, alright?
Lovely talking to
Yeah,
you.
take care.
So there are so many people, and this is freaking... It was like 9:30 p.m., right?
Bye. Thank you. Bye. See ya. Rasengan! Rasen Shuriken! Fireball! Rasengan! Naruto!
You know how nobody cares, right?
Anime.
Right?
Naruto! Rasengan!
So that's what I'm saying. Like, being a weeb is completely fine. Nobody cares. They stared at me, of course, because I was being cringy. I stood out in a bad way.
Rasengan!
Like, there are so many people, and I'm freaking running around saying, Rasengan! Fireball! Right?
Rasen Shuriken!
See, like, nobody cares.
Chakra 5000.
I don't even know what chakra 5000 even means, but...
Pole dance. anime.
See, nobody cares. That's what Japan is like. That's the reality of like what Japan is like. So if you really are curious what Japan is truly like, all the archives out there, you can just watch some parts and you'll see what Japan is really like and what Japanese people really do to you. And thank you. And then I love when you act like that, Lamau. So if you are really worried about you being like freaking weird and whatever, don't even think about anything. Like, you'll be fine. Like, if you're a weeb, you'll be fine. Like, 100%. Because it's about you freaking being like cringy, being a cringy weeb in Japan. Nobody cares, right?
Of Kyoto's Arashiyama Forest.
But this is more like just freaking destroying like like property and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's a different thing, right?
Has happened with over 100 trees, often damaging them irreparably to the point that they have to be chopped.
But again, like, I have to make sure, you weebs out there, no, it's not a good thing to do. You weebs out there wouldn't just come to Japan and freaking steal things and destroy things because you know, like, it's not a good thing to do. You guys know the basic rules. So, like, again, like, if you ever watch YouTube, if you ever watch my channel, you'll be fine, 100%. Like, it's not gonna be that insane. Like, you know how it works, right?
Yeah, worse still.
It's common sense. Yeah, it's like that obvious. So, like, again, you can do stuff like this. This is crazy, right? But it's just you doing just whatever stuff by yourself. So, like, nobody has to deal with, like, your cringe. But doing that and doing this is more like you freaking just destroying things. And because you want to be cool. You know what I mean? So,
there's recently been some highly publicized cases of foreign tourists
who are these people who do this shit in any country? So, like, again, let me tell you. If you are a weeb, if you watch anime, if you know anything about, like, Japan, or, like, if you know how to behave, like, you know, to a certain, like, extent, you know it's not bad to. You know it's not a bad thing. You know it's not a good thing to do. So, like, you'll be fine. If you're a weeb, you'll be fine, 100%. It's a heritage site. Yes, it is. Kyoto itself is like freaking a place with like a lot of like world heritage and stuff too. So like, you know it's not a good thing to do in the first place. Like, it's not that hard. So like, that's what I'm saying. If you are ever worried about coming to Japan, you'll be fine 100%. Because there's a crazy person like me, and I never get into trouble. I just never destroy things. I never touch people. I never freaking just call people names. And I never take pictures of like random people's faces and say like, yo bro, wanna take pictures, yo? I never do it, but it's the same in any countries, right? I'm basically doing something like, you know, most Americans do in Japan, and I never got into any trouble for that. People don't care.
Into temples and shrines. Just last year, a Canadian teenager admitted to scratching his name into the 1200-year-old Toshodaiji Temple in Nara, treating the UNESCO
Yeah, I know about this. It actually freaking blew up.
Heritage site as if it were a fucking whiteboard, using his fingernail to carve his name Julian into the wood, defiling a culture. Shocking behaviour from a Canadian.
Yeah, culture difference, yo. Had Sora ever been to America? Last year, yeah.
No, you never see behaviour like that from a British person. But if you graffiti a national treasure in Japan, you could go to prison for 5 years or get a fine of about 300.
So you weaves out there wouldn't do this because you know how it works. Like, just come to Japan and just treat everything in Japan as like your figure, okay? Like, you know you have like freaking figures and like your body pillows and whatever, right? You wouldn't like it when your friends freaking scratch your body pillows and like your figures, right? It's basically how that works. Like, it's easy, right? So it's not that hard, right? So if you're a weeb, like, you'll be fine 100%. I've been telling you, you'll be fine 100%. Like, you can talk about anime like this too, right? Kaioken, nobody cares.
1,000 yen, $2,000. Fortunately, though, if you feel like defacing a World Heritage site or being an all-around prick, there is a hack for getting around it. At the same time, Julian was scratching the letter J into a...
Thank you, JJ. I don't know how people even behave like this. I accidentally rode a train in Tokyo without paying 3 days ago, and I'm still so embarrassed about it. Yeah. Thank you so much for the donation. How did you do that, though? Wait, in Tokyo, how did you do it? How did you do it though? Because like you have to freaking pay beforehand to get in the get on the train, right? How did you do that though? What the fuck? I'm actually curious. How did you do it though? And Pikes too, thank you. I don't understand why anyone based in Japan would deface such a beautiful country or be disrespectful to such wonderful people. Again, so like, you know, there are like 100 people. Let's say like there are 100 people, and 99 people out there are freaking just amazing, right? And there's like one person that just like does things because swaggity swag, and then boom, like this freaking happens. So you know what I mean? It's being like this forever, basically, to just explain the whole situation.
A Japanese temple 6,000 miles away in Rome. Ivan was carving his and his girlfriend's name into the Roman Colosseum. Ivan plus Haley 23. Sounds like a fraught political campaign. Unsurprisingly, people weren't happy about this. But luckily, Ivan seemed to get out of it after he wrote a spectacular letter to the mayor of Rome containing what might be the best sentence ever written. It is with deep embarrassment that only after what regrettably happened did I learn of the antiquity of the monument. The antiquity of the monument. Yes, that's right. Ivan claimed that only after he'd finished scratching his name into a 2,000-year-old brick, only then did he realise that the Roman Colosseum might be of some historic importance.
Thank you, Paul Hockey. Oh my god, I did that too. The exit gate just didn't charge me. I thought you have to freaking pay beforehand. Really? Wait, that happens in Tokyo? I thought it's important to like freaking do it in Tokyo. You sure? I'm actually curious about it now. But yeah, I mean, like, so you know how those things happen, right? Like, oh, I accidentally just rode on a train without paying. I feel bad. Japanese people don't care, it seems, really. It tends to happen, so.
I mean, of course it's a
ticket gate glitch. If you like intentionally do it, there's a problem right there, because you're basically cheating, right, in games. It's like the same thing as like freaking cheating in FPS games. Like you are spinbotting and you like headshotting everybody, right? So it's not a good thing. But if you mistakenly like did it, then that's just whatever. People don't care. Like Japanese people wouldn't mind it, honestly.
It's a monument of fucking antiquity. It's in Gladiator, for God's sake.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I'll admit I've never understood the thrill of carving one's name into a piece of wood. So, let's do it right here, right now. Oh, and it wasn't the only temple that got defiled either. Just down the road, another ancient temple is the subject of graffiti by what can only be described as a shitty Banksy, this time in the form of a cat.
I didn't know about this. That's freaking fire. Pool hockey. I scanned my mobile Suica, but I think the gate just thought it was still the previous person. Oh, by the way, when it happens, it's not your fault. Don't worry about it. I actually experienced it once before, and I had to like talk to like some people who work at the station. They think it's their fault. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. If they ever say something like, "Oh, you didn't pay for the last train, right?" You just have to say like, "But I used my mobile Suica though." And they just say something like, "Oh, then the machine was broken probably. You'll be fine." That happened to me like so many times. So you don't have to worry about it.
God, what
just in case if that was the case for you.
the hell were they thinking? Yes, I understand now. The immeasurable sense of power, the self-worth. You tried to carve your name into the comment section, be immortal.
Why cat? Cause cats are cute and cool. You know what I mean?
Lies forever.
Cats are freaking wild, yo.
Fuck it. God, I hate myself. But look, I think for every Japanese temple or bamboo tree that gets defiled, Natsuki should be allowed to carve his name into a historic relic or item from the offending nation.
Go fuck yourself.
Only then will justice truly be served. Now, some problems caused by foreign tourists are a bit less obvious and a bit more well-meaning. Case in point, recently one of Japan's most famous shrines, Itsukushima, was completely renovated down in Hiroshima, partly because it was old and decaying, and partly because tourists were shoving coins into the shrine itself for what they believe...
Ah, yeah, I know about it. It's kind of like an unfortunate situation, so like, do you guys know what power spots are? Do you guys know what power spots are? Do you guys know what a power spot means? Do you know what that means? I have to make sure about this. It's not really like, so you guys know what that is and you guys don't know what that is. So power spots, spiritual spots. So basically like there's like this one thing called a power spot, right? And the power spot, when Japanese people say like a power spot, it's a place where you leave coins so you get luck from it. It's a thing. Like shrines, yeah. So you go to shrines, like you even go to ponds and you see coins there. Sometimes. So those things are like everywhere in Japan where you just like throw coins, like you leave coins and you get luck from it because you leave coins You get luck. Whoo, amazing kind of thing. And as to this thing, yeah, I don't know. Everybody probably thought it was like a power spot as well, like where you leave coins and like you get some like luck and happiness from it too. So I as to this thing, yeah, placebo. It's not really about placebo. It's more about the culture. But as to this thing, it's not the typical power spot, that we call, right? And Rubber Cloud sounds pay to win. It is freaking pay to win. But it can be only just 1 cent or like 5 cents, right? So it's not really like a lot of money, but a lot of people do it too. And then the thing is, like, there are those power spots where they want money, but there are some places where they just don't want anything at all. And this shrine was one of them. Yeah, I actually know about this, yeah. So in this case, I don't know. I really don't know like what to say here. It is because you actually leave money there. You can just leave 1 cent too, though. Isn't it like kind of cheap though if you can get luck and like freaking happiness for just leaving 1 cent coins? I don't know, man.
To be was good fortune, inadvertently damaging the shrine with ever larger cracks and turning it into some sort of massive crumbling Shinto piggy bank. Still, hopefully the
As to this, you might make the same mistake too, because it's the culture here. Like, you will learn it once you come to Japan. So, as to this, I don't know what to say, because you might think it's what everybody does, right? But, yeah, I don't know, man.
Of coins they were able to extract from the shrine.
Because, like, when it comes down to those things, like, throw in a coin, like, those things and whatever, some places want you to do it and some places don't want you to do it, right? And you cannot know what place wants you to do it and what place doesn't want you to do it. You have to figure it out yourself. It's hard, man. It's really hard. So even, like, the locals in Japan might make the same mistakes too. Honestly, so as to that, yeah, I don't know what to say. Do Japanese people hate the 1 yen coin? I'm here on vacation. It seems like such a worthless coin. I kind of need that in some cases, yeah. I hope they collected the money and that the money went into the repairs, maybe.
Could go towards its multi.
They don't put signs. They don't. They actually, you know what though? If they are serious about not wanting any coins, they have a sign. Yeah, I saw one in Kyoto, but that's really it. Is this the native anime people doing? Yes.
$1 million renovation. I mean, when they finished pulling all those coins out of the shrine, there must have been, $10, $20. Yeah. But it's not uncommon to see news stories pop up about bad behaviour from foreign tourists. And one of the most bizarre posts that went viral on Twitter involved this sign in a convenience store emblazoned on the front of the steamed pork bun counter. A quick bit of essential Japanese knowledge: the word kore means this, right? And when you order on a menu or a shop, you might point and go, kore shitotsu onegaishimasu. One of those, please, or, kore wa pen desu. This is a pen. And so it's not uncommon to point at a steamed pork bun.
No, dude. That person who posted this is a jackass. Like, seriously, what the fuck? You serious?
A bit of essential Japanese knowledge. The word
No. That person who posted this is a jackass. Like, seriously, what the fuck is this?
Means this, right? And when you order
on a lot of Japanese people do this either way. Yeah, you don't have to listen to this. Like, you don't have to listen to this. It says do not point. No. So it's saying like, don't say this. Just say, give me 1 dumpling. And that person's a jackass, like 100%. Because like a lot of Japanese people do it too. Like people in Japan, yeah, I'm pretty sure like this freaking post blew up in Japan, and this person got so much hate. 100%, 100%, yeah, 100%. You don't have to freaking actually just pay attention to that. That's a jackass person like saying some jackass stuff. So don't worry about it, okay?
It means this, right? And when you order on a menu or a shop, you might point and go, kore shitotsu onegaishimasu. One of those, please, or kore wa pen desu. This is a pen. And so it's not uncommon to point at a steamed pork bun and go, kore shitotsu onegaishimasu. Yet this note reads, to foreign customers, don't say this one and point. Say steamed bun, please. Now, there's 2 things I love about this. Number 1, there's a drawing of what's presumably supposed to be a finger, and it looks anything like...
Thank you, Ryuzaki Koizumi. Well, I could use this fat check. I'm getting to go to Japan, but if there are any bands happening, I'll just go get a WRX. Also, how you been? So I've been doing great. What is WRX? I don't know what that means, but thank you so much for the donation. And by the way, again, As to this part, you don't have to listen to this. This is just a person who freaking just had a, I don't know, man, like a mental breakdown or something, because everybody says this and they got mad. They just went like, I want to speak Japanese. And they decided to freaking put this like, note here. That makes no sense. Japanese people do it too. This is freaking just whatever stuff. You don't listen to this.
An actual finger. That's not what you want to see drawn on the front of the steamed pork bun counter. Awful. And the second thing I love is that the sign is written in Japanese kanji characters while being aimed at foreign customers who probably aren't able to read it in the first place. Because, odds are if you can speak Japanese, you probably will say...
You can actually just go to restaurants and say kore. It's fine. It's 100% fine. Okay, everybody? Get it, everybody? You can do that 100%. Like, people won't get mad at you for doing that. In Japan, you just don't see people that are raging. And thank you, Miss Bloop Tart. I'm so glad this is just a troll post. I've always been anxious of having bad etiquette if I ever go to Japan. I think the person whoever posted this was probably serious, but you don't have to listen to that dude. That dude. Or they just wanted to freaking, I don't know, man, like wanted to make everybody mad. Because a lot of Japanese people do it too.
Man, onegaishimasu. Steamed pork bun, please. Clearly, somebody working at the convenience store has had a traumatic encounter and desperately needs to learn how to draw a finger. Meanwhile, in Hokkaido, the local government was criticised after making a booklet aimed at Chinese tourists that was labelled as condescending and offensive, with this incredible, fantastic drawing of a crying toilet covered in filth. Seriously, is there anything more worrying than a sentient toilet who's so technologically advanced its mood is determined by the state of its cleanliness? A frightening image of things to come. Toilets and pork buns aside,
I'm not going to say anything about that, okay? I'm not going to say anything.
Foreign tourists does have real-world implications. A few years ago, one of my favourite...
So, like, I can just say one thing. So, like, there are a lot of, like, Chinese people, right? Like, the Chinese people... Like, there are a lot of kinds of Chinese people. And so, let's say Japanese people's politeness can be from, like, 0 to 10, right? Like, rude Japanese people can be 0, and polite Japanese people can be 10. China is a huge country, and polite Chinese people can be freaking 100 polite. Right? 100 politeness. They're insanely polite. They're so successful. They're freaking so chill too. Jaku Song, the guy I met yesterday, was like one of those people too. But at the same time, there are people who are like negative 10 too, right? You know what I mean? It's just there are so many people there. That's what I have to say. But nothing more than that.
Temples down in Fukuoka.
It's not that Chinese people are terrible or anything. It's more that like there are just so many people, right? That's what I have to say.
The Nanzuin Temple, home to one of the world's largest reclining Buddhas, took the drastic step of turning away groups of non-Japanese tourists after a bunch of raging dickheads splashed about in a sacred waterfall and climbed on the roof of the temple.
That sucks. Wait, did I hear that right? That sucks.
Splashed about in a sacred waterfall.
What? That sucks.
And climbed on the roof of the temple. The Nanzuin Temple is...
Climbed? What the fuck? They are like real like anime characters, real life anime characters, but like they were freaking foreigners. They decided to freaking become Goku and Naruto. They decided to climb up the temple. The fuck? What the fuck? Like, why though? Why are Japanese people not being anime characters, but like those foreigners are freaking being Naruto and Goku everywhere? What the fuck? Like, what is this?
The temple.
Climbed on the roof of the temple. Like, why though? Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Bad behavior forces facility to reject foreign group tourists. So like, let me kind of talk about this. Have you guys ever? Let me take a poll about this. Do you guys know? Some restaurants in the countryside having no foreigners signs. Do you guys know, like, in the countryside, like, especially if you go to, like, Nagasaki, there are no foreigners signs. Do you guys know about it, by the way? I didn't know about it, but I kind of witnessed some in Okinawa, too. Let me just talk about why it's a thing. I've never heard about it, so... There are places that you need a referral to go there. It's common in Japan, yeah. It's common, like even for Japanese people. So like here, no foreigner signs, right? You don't see any of those in Tokyo, Kyoto, because no English. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. I figured out everything. It's not a thing in Tokyo. It's not a thing in my area. It's not a thing in Kanto area, right? And it's not a thing in Hokkaido either. It's not a thing in a lot of places. But in Nagasaki, it's a thing I heard. And thank you, Dr. V. Wishing you all a wonderful day. Thank you so much for the donation. And it's a thing in Okinawa as well. Yeah, it's a thing in Okinawa. And you know how there were like posts on Twitter and like it kind of blew up saying like Japan's so racist. But then I figured out why it's a thing. So
on the reef,
please watch this part again, right?
Non-Japanese tourists after a bunch of raging dickheads splashed about in a sacred waterfall and climbed on the roof of the temple.
So they basically decided to freaking be super saiyans and did whatever here, right? And they were like obviously foreigners, and a group of foreigners, Chris says in the video, which means like there were a bunch of like freaking foreigners like doing whatever, and they had to just ban foreigners because you know the obvious reason, right? So it's when you see restaurants having like signs that say no foreigners, usually it's because something happened to the place before, right? And in Okinawa, I'm not gonna talk about it because like it's gonna freaking take like another 30 minutes to talk about it too, right? But in Nagasaki, there are restaurants and like there are freaking places that say like no foreigners because I heard there were some Europeans that went there and that just destroyed things and that stole things from like certain places, and they just did whatever they wanted to do. It's what I heard. So like they just decided to ban foreigners because like they didn't want to deal with it and whatever. It's what I heard, right? So it's basically the history. It's not like, oh, we don't speak English, we hate foreigners. It's not that mindset, right? Actually, you know what? Let me just talk about the Okinawa experience I had, okay? So I went to Okinawa, and Okinawa is like kind of one controversial place where some people don't like Americans in that place because there's like this huge American base, right? And there are air fighters and whatever, and people in Okinawa don't really like that. So yeah, they tended to have a thing against Americans. And then what was it? There was like this freaking one military guy who was like stationed in Okinawa, and he just stole a car and like caused the problems or something. That was in Okinawa, I think. I could be wrong about this, actually. I could be wrong about that. And so that happened, and then he also went to a restaurant and he freaking raged at like random customers and whatever. So the restaurant, like some certain restaurant, decided to just like have the sign that says like no foreigners anymore. So that's basically the history. If you see a restaurant, something like that, yeah, it's usually the history. It's not really like, oh, we hate foreigners because fuck foreigners. It's not really that. It's more like something happened to them, and they're like, yeah, I don't know if things like this happen, then yeah, no. Because in Japan, people don't really do that much. People just don't rage. Like, come to Japan, you will see it. People are freaking quiet, right? So that sounds like a friend I knew in the US. We used to live in Okinawa. Yeah, I'm not gonna say like the whole story, but you can Google it actually. So, hi, I'm a foreigner. I'm here to rage in Japanese Sora stream. But basically, yeah. basically, that's what happened, right? But yeah. Heard issues of American soldiers in Okinawa getting into fights and drunk driving. Yeah, that too. So like in Okinawa, there's a beef, like actually a beef between like locals versus Americans. A lot of people in Okinawa are so friendly. I went there with my friends, with my like American friends and whatever. They are so friendly. They don't really care if you are American, but at the same time, I saw some people who just didn't like Americans. I saw some people, yeah. But that's because of like the history there, right? So, yeah, if you ever see places like that, that's the background. You get it now? But anyways.
Splashed about in a sacred waterfall and climbed on the roof of
the
temple.
So now they decided to like ban foreigners as well because like that happened as well. So you know what I mean, right?
The Nanzoin Temple is genuinely one of the most incredible temples that I've ever been to. And the idea of people turning up and disrespecting the temple by treating it like some kind of fucking bouncy castle is genuinely horrific. But again, their exasperation is completely understandable. Like, you understand why they're taking these measures.
I'm curious how foreigners from Asia versus foreigners from the West act. I feel like it's not uncommon to hear about Americans and Europeans being really aggro and rude, but I don't know about Asian people. I don't really know, but can I talk about my own, like, perspective? Can I talk about it? I'm gonna talk about my own perspective, right? So, it's not about the Western people or like Asian people, but when somebody is a weeb, when somebody watches anime, they are 100% respectable and they are liked 100%. Like, this is one thing I can say, 100%, no doubt. If you watch anime, if you like Japan because of anime, you'll respect everything in Japan, you'll be liked 100%. I still haven't seen any cases where they like anime, so they came to Japan and they got hated, or like they did something freaking insane. So it can be a Westerner, you can be a Westerner, an Asian, but if you watch anime, for some reason, you tend to be respectful and you'll freaking spend a great time in Japan. That's my experience, 100%. Like, I haven't seen any exceptions where somebody's a weeb and they cause the problems. It's something, I mean, they kind of caused some problems, but it was more like, oh, you cannot do this in Japan, but you did this, huh, kind of thing. It was something small, like, it was whatever, like, it was not something huge, right? But one thing I noticed is, like, from Asian countries, they tend to be respectful because they are weebs at the same time too. Like, it's like, especially Filipinos out there. Filipinos are so respectful because Filipinos are freaking weebs, is what I have to say. And weebs tend to be respectful. And the Western people are like, it's interesting because, like, being a weeb there in a lot of like Western countries, it seems like being a weeb is like the worst thing ever, right? So they don't watch anime, thus they come to Japan and they just tend to cause problems. But what I have to say is here, what I know is here, if you watch anime and if you're a weeb, like, you tend to be liked in Japan and you tend to be respectful in Japan for whatever reason. I don't know why. And I can talk about this again because if you're curious about it, go to my stream page and go to the part where I get stream sniped by like my viewers, right? They all watch anime. They freaking talk about anime. They're all respectful. If you don't want to watch my stream archives, go to my short page, shorts, right? And just look at all the shorts where I got stream sniped by those people. They all watch anime. They are so respectful. It's insane. Like, they don't do anything crazy. They all act well. And they know what to do, what not to do. So that's the proof here, right? But anyways.
So what's the future look like for Japan in the face of mass tourism? It's important to remember that mass tourism is a relatively new concept here. As recently as 20 years ago, they had an average of about 5 to 6 million.
What's one thing? So, like, one thing weebs do a lot, that's kind of cringy, is like they just go after freaking random people and say like, do you watch anime? But that's really it. But that's just whatever. It's not problematic. Like, it's just cringy. Like, just going up to random people and just saying like, you watch anime? That is cringy, but like, being cringy is whatever. It's not a bad thing, right? You can just freaking talk about anime. That's whatever. Lamau, no, they don't. You think they don't, right? Dude, you think they don't. You think they don't. Every time I get stream sniped by my fans, they freaking ask me like, so you watch Free Rent? And I go like, oh, I actually don't know what that anime is. That freaking happens. That freaking happens. You say, no, who does that? You say, right? No. A lot of my stream snipers do it, but again, they know my channel, never mind. I could be wrong about it. Do they? They do it, bro. They actually freaking do it. But again, the thing about it is they watch my channel, they probably kind of just do it for like a meme purposes too. I don't know, man. I don't know. I could be, yeah, kind of just wrong about this too. So anyways. But what I'm saying is like some weebs do it. That is cringy because I mean going up to some random people and just talking about what you want to talk about is kind of cringy. But it's not a bad thing. It's not like you were causing problems is my point, right? You can do it. You might be cringy, but nobody cares. Like, you're not like freaking actually destroying things. So I have to say, it's just, you know, weebs are talking about what they want to talk about, but they are polite and they are respectful. So like, I usually have like a great impression when you say I like anime. And I usually tend to freaking find you hilarious as well, usually. From my perspective, but yeah. And thank you 5150 hold. Sora, watch Free Rent, you fake weeb. See? But thank you so much for the donation too. No one here watches anime, bro. On my channel, a lot of people watch anime. Dude, here, do you want me to prove it? Do you watch anime? Do you want me to prove it? it's gonna be freaking at least like 70% yes. Like that's how it's been. I can prove it to you. Ready? See? Hi, here, I proved it, yo. Everybody freaking watches anime. 80% yes. And you know what though? There are like, 22% of the people out there say no, but they are probably trying to hide their weebness too. You know what I mean? So that's the proof. Anyways. Do 50-50. Dude, that's 50-50. But anyways. But yeah, what I have to say again one more time. JJ, thank you. Petition to force Sora to watch Free Rent. No, but thank you so much. What I have to say is here. I don't watch anime myself, but I have a great impression about weebs. And weebs are amazing. Weebs tend to freaking so... They could be cringy for just randomly talking about hentai and just going up to people and saying like... and whatever, but they could be cringy. But being cringy is not a bad thing because you're not causing problems. I have a great impression about weebs. Like, weebs are amazing. That's what I've been saying. Like, I've been consistently saying that I like weebs. Weebs could be cringy, but again, being cringy is not a bad thing. Again, right?
Overseas tourists every year.
Why not, sir? Why not watch anime? I don't know. I don't like to watch things. I don't even watch movies anymore. I don't watch TV shows. I don't watch things. I don't even watch YouTube. I watch nothing really. I just do things now. So
this year, it's predicted to be 33 million. Japan has done such a good job maintaining its traditions and customs, ones that often feel very much at odds with the modern world, and it's what makes the country...
Wait. Honestly, asking Japanese people if they watch anime is a basic bitch crap. You can do it because like that question's like so common in Japan. Like we watch anime, but like if you do it really well, it suddenly becomes like the most hilarious thing. Let me just talk about that one amazing weeb I met on stream. Where did they go? Where did that guy go? Where is he? That dude who freaking like ran up to me saying, "Rasengan, bro, you watch anime, bro? Bro, I watch anime, yo." Where's that dude? Like he freaking got a girl's like phone number by talking about anime or something. Polis Roba, thank you. My best friend has a 4-year degree in Japanese linguistics. He hasn't been able to visit Japan due to family issues, but he wants to tour the countryside, not big cities. Do you think they'd let him pass no foreigners signs? You shouldn't really get close to like those no foreigner restaurants because they usually have like strict rules and whatever. I don't even get close to those places either. They usually have like freaking local rules and stuff, and it's not usually fun. It's what I kind of figured out, so. If you see those places, just stay away from them. Where was it? That dude who freaking got number. Who got a number? Oh yeah, this dude. But this is freaking what I'm talking about, and I like him. He might be cringy, but he's amazing. And Lulu's of Troy. Sora, is there a girl version of you that likes gaijin weeps? What? Thank you so much for the donation. What happened?
Doxing is so easy now.
Hey, Sora!
What's up?
Nice to meet you.
Wow.
Do you watch anime?
See? Do you watch anime? See? You know what I mean.
Konnichiwa!
I watch anime, bro.
I actually don't, but
You can just tell everybody you're the best guy ever in
I am the
2024.
best weeb ever. Ichiban no ski no weeb.
But I think this guy's freaking amazing too. Like, he is a weeb. He freaking talks about anime, but he's not like causing any problems or anything. He's just freaking talking about anime. We like that kind of energy, honestly, 100%. So what I wanted to say is here, weebs could be cringy, right? Weebs could be cringy. He's doing it for a joke. Yeah, we know he's doing it for a joke. But my point is here, he could be cringy, but he is still like respectful. Like he doesn't do anything crazy. He even got a girl's number by just talking about anime too, right? So what I'm saying is here, weebs are amazing. Usually.
So profoundly rewarding to explore. And there's no doubt unchecked mass tourism, the kind that the country wants, does run the risk of degrading that magic, particularly in cities like Kyoto. Like I remember filming a video at a sacred mountain temple called Haguro in Yamagata, and at the time there was a lot of debate amongst the monks and the local practitioners at the idea of actually sharing it at all and encouraging tourists to visit and experience it. The moment you commercialise aspects of your culture like that is the moment you run the risk of degrading it. Fortunately, in that case, they kind of struck the right balance by limiting the number of people who could do the tour and using the income they...
Thank you, Prem Patel. I'm going to Japan for the first time in June by self at the age of 17. I'm Hindu and am vegetarian because of this. Is there anything that I should know about trying to find food for my diet? Thank you. I don't know about that part. I actually don't know. You just can't ask people. You just go up to like you just go to restaurants and you say like, can I have vegetarian food? And they might offer you something. But I'm not really sure about that because I don't live my life like that. Like I eat everything. I don't know. But you can try just finding vegetarian food. I think it's easy to find vegetarian stuff too in Japan. It's possible, 100%. But thank you. But you don't have to worry about anything because they usually offer you like vegetarian stuff too. And 5150 hold. Here's a question. What is free rent about? Sort of fake weeb? It's about the girl who uses like, you know, like some insane like magic spells and she kills this girl. Yeah. One Robert Cloud. Should I order pizza? You can, yeah. But thank you so much for the donation.
Derived from it to help keep those traditions alive. And Kyoto has absolutely benefited from the same thing, opening its doors to all its sacred temples and shrines, mostly without incident, without any problems. With this ban kicking off next month in April, I'll be sad next time I'm in Kyoto, knowing that one of my favourite areas to stroll around is now strictly off limits. And I sort of worry, where will it end? What other areas?
I hear Captain Asia. Yeah, thank you so much for the donation with the profile picture. I'm sorry for laughing at your profile picture, and that was your first super chat ever on this channel too. Thank you so much. Like, I'm sorry. I just thought your presence was freaking hilarious.
This might get sort of shut down, not just in
Like,
Kyoto.
what's amazing about you is like your name is freaking Captain Asia, right? Why did you freaking pick that picture though? Like, what was freaking going on in your mind? Captain Asia, and you didn't even say anything. You just straight up like actually freaking gave me $5. Thank you so much for that. What the fuck? What the actual fuck though? But I have to freaking give you a heart for that. Like this Captain America, this Captain Asia, yeah right. Paul Hockey, thank you. Honestly, you can ask Raffles too, but Slavs have a lot of social rules like Japanese. Okay, that's interesting. I actually didn't know. I honestly thought Japan might be one of the countries with like freaking all the rules, but interesting.
But around Japan. But at the same time, if it helps preserve the city's identity, and more importantly helps geisha feel safe from ill-mannered idiots, then yeah, it's absolutely for the best. But what do you think, guys? Is banning tourists a step too far, or a necessary evil for preserving?
Yeah, I mean, they've been just dealing with this for 10 years, right? So I kind of understand their perspective. And again, it's not even a touristy place either. Again, like Gyeong is just a place for locals in the first place. So
Kyoto.
yeah.
Let me know in the
kind of
comments
unfortunate
below.
because I've never been there, but you know.
But for now, guys, as always, many thanks for watching. I'll see you right back here to do it again on Abroad Japan. As for me, now I've discovered the simple thrills of graffiti. I'm going to go...
Again, I have to make sure. You guys will be fine, 100%. Like, if you guys are ever worried about going to Japan, and, you know, like, if you are ever worried about breaking any rules and whatever, you guys will be fine, like, 100%. Like, those, like, problems tended to rise up, but... like those people just do some like insane crazy stuff and you guys wouldn't do it. Like you guys know how to behave. Like if you watch anime, like that's just you'll be fine 100%. アニメイトにはウィーブの結界が貼られてる。多分ね。So like again, like you'll be fine 100%. Like just be yourself. Like you don't even have to follow rules or anything. Like you don't have to try to be Japanese. Just try to freaking be a normal person. Like, you know what to do, what not to do, right? Like, you guys know about this. And the thing about it is, like, here, let me talk about it again. I never hear any complaints on my channel, ever. Like, actually. Because you guys freaking watch anime, and you guys know how to behave. I especially never hear anything from my stream snipers, either. They never complain, because they know how to behave well, right? And thank you, Benny Holland. I think the fans might sue you if you don't eventually watch an anime, Sora. They deserve a true weeb leader. Thank you so much for the donation. I became the leader of weebs for being Japanese. So, and Paul Hockey, we even have a system like Kohai Senpai. Really? I didn't know that. I thought it's like a thing only in like Japan and China and Korea, honestly. Thank you, some random nerd. I'm a transgender. I have been interested in going to Japan through the JET program. Do you think being trans would affect my chances? I don't think so. People in Japan don't care. So let me kind of tell you something. People in Japan don't care at all, to the point where they don't even care. Like, actually, they don't care. They seriously don't care. Come to Japan and see what it's like. They don't care. So I'm gonna just show you like a great example of like how Japanese people literally don't care about like whatever you do, right? Once more. So I'm gonna show you like at least 2 examples. So there's this freaking cringy dude called Sora. He went to, you know, Yakuza Town, Kabukicho, and he talked about anime while running around, and nothing happened to like this dude, right? He ran around in Kabukicho, and he said, Rasengan! Shuriken!
Like a few frames time to time. Really?
Was
Does that
it?
ever happen? But
I really want you to know how people don't care. Like, seriously.
could talk about
Come to Japan.
what?
What was it?
Don't talk about anime on a date. I changed everybody.
Well, it's like around here.
You know,
Ready?
Naruto. Best anime. Naruto.
So people don't care, right? That's one proof. And another proof is like, there's this viewer called All Star the Joy. We call her Asta because like her name was freaking Asta before. She showed up in basically a panda costume, right? And she was on a train and whatever. People stared at her, but nobody cared, according to her. Where was it? The best weeb ever in Japan or something? Where was it? Where was the short? The best, yeah, here. You can see this. Nobody cared. So, All Star the Joy. This is the lady, right? She freaking like showed up in a panda costume. Nobody cared. And you can see how nobody cares. I kinda cared because she's a viewer of mine.
誰の超ですか?
違います. What anime do you watch?
Myself,
And then she will do something really cringy, but nobody cared later. You'll see it too.
right now, because I am an anime character.
Do you watch Naruto?
Yes, you do your Rasengan and I'll do my Nyan Sengan at the same time.
Did you actually say Nyasenga?
Yes.
3, 2,
2.
1.
So, you know how that dude here didn't even care either, right?
Yeah.
That was fire. Do you like Lucky Star?
Yes, I can actually do the dances too, like how he's
Like, you know how she's wearing that? Nobody cares, right?
Mrs. Mian.
Nobody
Do
cares.
that?
This is how Japan is like. And of course, so those people kind of laughed at her because like she was freaking being cringy. But nothing happened. They laughed, of course, because it was freaking hilarious. But nothing happened. That is how Japan is. Like, Japan is a country where seriously nobody cares. Like, we have like that one culture. There's like a name for it too. It's called Sawaranu kami ni tatari nashi. Like, there's no curse from an untouched god. It's like there's a saying for that. What it means is like if we don't deal with other things, like nothing will happen to us. Like we have that mindset. So whatever you do, nobody cares. It's the same for that too. I'm a trans, but can I be this in Japan? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about who you are. Like people care if you're like whether you're doing a great job or not. And let me talk about this too. There's like Matsuko Deluxe dude. Do you guys know who Matsuko Deluxe is? So Matsuko Deluxe, it might shock a lot of you guys. So this is actually like a drag queen, maybe. I think she actually goes by he. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna say they, right? They are the most, like one of the most popular freaking celebrities ever. Like a lot of people like this person, and you know. I think they still have a PP. I forgot like what they talk about. But Matsuko is a person who was a guy, but who is also a girl. As to Matsuko's case, it's kind of really, I don't know, like it's kind of complicated. So I'm not gonna really talk about Matsuko that much. But what I have to say is here, they are one of the most popular like people ever as well. Like for being that too. You know what I mean? People don't care. Like seriously, people don't care about whatever you do. Like as long as you're entertaining, people don't care. Like people just don't go up to you and be like, "You don't do that, bro." You don't do that, bro. Like, yeah, that just doesn't happen.
So last week,
so you don't have to worry about a lot of things. People will care, yeah, if you're doing something crazy, right? Like, the proof is here. Just watch my channel, like watch my streams. Like, people will. I've been doing a lot of like cringy things. I've been freaking going to like Yakuza Town, talking about Naruto, like running around in Shibuya saying wrestling, and people don't care. But if you cause problems, then people suddenly go up to you and be like, hey, you gotta stop it. That's how it is. You know what? No, even when you cause problems, people don't care. Like, seriously, people don't care. Like, that's how it is. And that's kind of why Japan is a stressful country too at the same time, because you don't care. So, but yeah, anyways, that's what I wanted to say. So you don't have to worry about it, is what I have to say here. Anyways, I'm gonna go now because I streamed for like 1 hour and like 20 minutes. So I'm gonna just like read the questions and stuff, and I'm gonna just disappear. Alright, 3 minutes. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Best tourist place? Everywhere. Japan's like a freaking theme park. What do you do when you are not streaming? I work, I play table tennis, I play Tetris. 次のドライブ、ノコギリ山行きたいよね。ユニクロのやつ、いや、ドンキの。We go to Gion? We cannot. Like, Gion, again, they don't like me to. They don't like it if I, like, stream there. Most underrated city. I don't know, man. Thank you so much for the donation. Ian, so I can't go to Japan for the foreseeable future. I feel like you just got to the stream, right, by the way? Wait. Thank you so much for the donation. I feel like you just got to the stream though, so it's not what's happening now actually. Let me explain, but thank you so much for the donation. What's happening is there's like this one district called Gion in Kyoto, and they decided to ban tourists there because Gion is not really a sightseeing place. It's a private property owned by some people. They made it public for tourists because it's what everybody liked. But then tourists came to the private property and they caused problems. They stalked people. They took pictures of like, locals. They lived there. They got mad. It's basically the problem. No, Japan isn't just banning all the tourists everywhere. It's just in Gion, they don't like tourists anymore. And Darth Baka, thank you. I have just come back from Japan yesterday and had the best time of my life. So this person's probably like he watches anime too, right? Darth Baka, right? So this is what I've been saying. If you watch anime, and if you're respectful, you're not gonna seriously get into any problems in Japan. Like seriously, 100%. Like, it's not gonna happen. I've seen a lot of like my viewers coming to Japan talking about Japan. They never say any bad experiences. They just say something like, "Oh, this happened or that happened." They never say nothing else. But Ian, thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. So I weebed out in Japan. So see, this guy's a weeb. See? That's what I've been saying. If you're a weeb, you'll have a great time in Japan because you know how to behave. Like, that's my conclusion. I like weebs, and weebs are usually amazing. They behave well. Anyways. ...2019 and 2024. A lot of things freaking have changed. I just decided not to do like any of the crazy things anymore. Weeb じゃん。チャット GPT は Weeb でしたか? I never lived in the US, no. What do you think of Japanese people as an American? Japanese people are shy, quiet, they're really polite. But it's difficult to be friends with Japanese people, 100%. Your stream might us weebs stay fantastic. Let me tell you, I've been saying this too, but like, in pool hockey, the only bad experience I had was trying to exchange my money at Chiba bank counter. And at the same time, some people are just so like shy, and it feels like it's impossible to make friends. Like that's another thing, yeah, in Japan. But that's the problem for everybody. So, but yeah, one thing I wanted to say is here. people in Japan don't hate weebs. People in Japan tend to like weebs more. And it's just simply because weebs just behave so well. Like, that's just my conclusion. Like, I've met a lot of weebs on stream. I freaking got stream sniped by weebs everywhere. They behave so well. And thank you, Prem Patel. What are your thoughts on Itasha? Itashas are freaking hilarious. Should I bring pics of my Acura and Honda to show people? You can, yeah, you can if you want to. Itashas are freaking hilarious. I don't really like cars, but I mean, I have to make sure. I grew up with weebs, and if you are curious, like what happened to me, my life with weebs, I want you to watch this video. It's not that long either. It's called Japan was the worst country. What was it? Like, if you watch that video, you'll know everything. Here, Japan was the Japan was the worst country to me. Just watch this video. I can explain everything, and you'll know why I have like a positive image about like weebs. But people in Japan like weebs because weebs are respectful. Weebs don't do anything crazy. Weebs freaking talk about anime, but people talk about anime in the first place in Japan. So, how did you learn to speak English? I grew up speaking English and Japanese both. In what ways do weebs behave better than non-weebs? Non-weebs, so like, here, let me tell you. Weebs simply respect Japanese people and Japanese culture because to weebs, Japan is like that one country. Japan's kind of like a religion to them, right? Like, weebs watch anime, weebs watch freaking all the like anime girls and whatever. So being in Japan is so shocking to like weebs because it feels like being in Japan is like being in heaven. So they look up to all the things and they respect the Japanese things and Japanese people. They don't look down on Japanese people because like to them, being able to speak Japanese is freaking heaven, right? Like, Japanese sounds like the best language to them. Like, Japanese people are freaking so good looking because they are so used to like anime and Japanese things. They automatically respect the Japanese people in Japanese language and Japanese everything. So they don't just go up to like people and go like, yo, bro, you want to have sex with me, bro? Swag. They don't do that. They seriously don't do it. But if you're a non-weeb, when you have like the mindset of like, yeah, let's go to Japan and freaking like, you know, party in Japan, you might cause problems, is what I figured out. But if you're a weeb, you automatically respect the Japanese and Japanese culture already because you freaking just watch anime and you grew up like watching anime and you want to learn Japanese, so you want to be friends with Japanese people. You could be cringy, but like, I don't see rude weebs like at all. I don't see any rude weebs. Like, weebs are usually polite. That's from my experience, 100%. Anyways. Why do non-weebs even want to go to Japan? Because Japan is still like a place where you can party, right? So like, weebs come to Japan because weebs like anime, and which is amazing because like weebs like Japanese culture. Anime is culture in Japan too, by the way, if you didn't know. Some people come to Japan because some people think it's like a theme park, right? Like, where there's everything and you can have sex and you can do whatever, you can just do that, and it's cheap, boom, and boom, then problems happen. But if you're a weeb, then that's different because you grew up with anime, and anime is something that's made in Japan, so you look up to like Japanese people in Japanese language. So like, you automatically respect the Japanese people. Like, you probably are not aware of it, but that thing is what Japanese people want. So weebs are 100% fine. You can be a freaking cringe hentai lover, and you can just be a anime girl chaser, anime guy chaser. You can freaking say, "Gomen nasai, kawaii desu." Nobody cares. I've seen so many cases where weebs came to Japan and they had a great time. If they are weebs, 100%. Twitter, Instagram. I've been doing this forever, so I will just do both, I guess. Yeah. What does hyoketsu mean? Hyoketsu means freeze. I'm not cold. No. Hi, Cutie. Hey, what's up, Cutie? ウィーブのご加護あらんこと本当ですよね。What area? Tokyo should I avoid? The west. The west side of Tokyo, because there's nothing. There's like nothing actually. Let's chat after the stream. Sure. Japan is a beautiful country. It is a beautiful country, but at the same time, like, there are so many places where like trash is everywhere too. Like, I'm not gonna say where. Yeah, here. This Japanese dude freaking just summarized everything. So he basically says like, actually, all the gaijins that cause problems are probably not weebs. Like seriously, I haven't seen any cases where like weebs caused the problems. Like I haven't seen any cases where weebs came to Japan and the weebs freaking got arrested for causing problems. They got arrested for being cringe. I mean, no, like. Actually, that never even happened. They just got stared at for being cringe, but they never get arrested or anything. Like, you are going to jinx it. No. I've been saying it forever. I've been saying it since I started my channel. Like, weebs never do anything like freaking bad. I've been saying this. Weebs are freaking usually a plus. Like, I've been saying this. Like, watch any of my streams. I've been saying it everywhere. And in any of my videos, I make fun of weebs because weebs are hilarious, but like, weebs are fine, 100%. Let me talk about this too. Kimoi. Kimoi means a lot of things. Kimoi could be like painful, disgusting, gross, creepy, weird. A lot of things. Jump Sissy, pardon. Why is everyone saying futa? What is that? Futa? I don't really know what that means. Isn't it like when you have like a pee and the vag both, like in anime? I don't know, man. Do you like fish sticks? Basically, it fetishizes trans women. I didn't know. Anyway, so like it's been 3 minutes, and I'm gonna go now. So thank you so much for coming to. Damn, are weebs naturally seen as cringe on the internet? Yes. In Japan, maybe not. But if you talk about hentai, yes. But again, let me tell you something. Being cringe is not a bad thing. You shouldn't even worry about like whether you're cringe or not. I'm cringe. I know I'm cringy, but is it a crime? Do people actually think I'm causing problems by being cringe? I don't think so, because I never get arrested. Japanese people never tell me to freaking stop. Like being cringy. They don't care. Being cringy is whatever. Like, it's not really a crime or anything. They don't care. So if you're cringy, just whatever. It's how it is. You're cringy, just accept it. But if you are causing problems, then like that's a different problem, right? So, anyways. So I may be cringe, I'm free. Yeah, like if you're a human being, you could be cringe, because like you might be freaking just talking about like random hentai and whatever, but it's not a crime, right? You might be cringy, but like who cares, right? So anyways, I'm gonna go now, and where in Japan can you be the most cringiest? Akihabara, and talk about freaking anime and like maze, like running around. Naruto! In Akihabara, you do it, and you become the cringiest person ever. Like that's your strategy. Do you believe in Japanese urban legends? No. And I have to go now, but thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day, great night. And I will see you guys probably in 2 days. I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. We're gonna freaking climb mountains. Ready? Bye. I will see you guys in 2 days, 3 days, something days. Bye-bye. Alphas! You like Jujutsu Kaisen more, right? You like Jujutsu Kaisen more. Alphas, I thought you were a Naruto master. I checked your freaking like setup. You like Jujutsu Kaisen more. You freaking have Jujutsu Kaisen plushies. You don't like Naruto that much. You like Naruto too, but you like freaking Jujutsu Kaisen more. I just wanted to expose you. Anyways, bye-bye.